What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, man. It is the end of the year. I decided to do an end of the year prices part 2, especially kind of going over more hardcore meta stuff, more just more like straightforward. This is like I have something at the end of the market watch that I want to talk about that's more like personal to me about but like isn't personal feelings wise, more personal Yu-Gi-Oh wise. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Not gonna get too long. Starting off with the Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf has was at one point really high. It was like over like $20-25. It was reflecting its TCG price, the TCG direct price. But right now it's kind of holding. It's more like $14-15, 15 to 16, which is still like pretty high, to be honest. Like this card is actually really low. You could get at one point it was like, yeah, it's not gonna show it right here, but it was I think the lowest one was like 7, maybe it was under 10 for like a very small time in the meta until everyone realized this could be ran in not only other decks but Tearlaments to make it even better. So yeah, after that the price just shot up. Like around 15. That's what the chart's saying right here. But there are a couple available. It's like 15, 15, 19, 15, $16. So yeah, I mean, if you want to pick it up, I guess you want to pick it up now because I'm pretty sure it's not going to get any kind of reprint until the tens. Well, I mean, it did get the un, unlimited reprint, which hasn't happened in a while, which it was pretty cool. So hopefully that'll start to curve the price and bring it down. So maybe we should wait for maybe wait a little longer. But there are gonna be some big events coming soon, especially if you live down here in California. Yeah, so depending on where you're at, maybe hold off. If you're somewhere where you're gonna need it, you might as well maybe get it now. Sprite Blue, here's another card that I thought was just going to be tanking because of the unlimited. I thought the unlimited was just going to bring it down to like, maybe even under $20, but that is very much not the case. You got the near min unlimited is 38, near min limit is 37, 38. So it's still holding like the 38 to $40 price point for the unlimiteds. The first editions are like right there at 39 to 40. So that's actually really interesting to me because I don't see too many, like I still see people playing Sprite, but like it isn't out there like obviously how it was, and for it to still be holding like around that price is actually pretty good because it kind of gives me hope a bit because I really did like Sprite, but I ended up playing Fluenderies like during the meta. I'm still playing that deck right now with Tearlaments just because it's shifter and having the barrier statue is really strong right now, and I just kind of made the decision to kind of move on, and I really do like that I made a decision because like it seems like it's very much harder to run the Sprite deck than it is to run the Fluenderies deck, but I really did always like Sprite. I did like the play style. I like how you could there's certain setups to OTK. There's ways to like make a whole bunch of it was easier. Now it's a little harder, but it's just really wild. Like what happened to the deck. Like I really wanted it to be tier 0, but Chair Elements came in and said no, we are tier 0, and that's just fine. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. That's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. Sprite Starter. This is another card that I was interested in that actually kept up a bit of its price. I thought these were going to be like $1 just because like they're already at $3 when around the time that I stopped playing the deck they went to the $3 price point, but it looks like they're still holding that same $3. Even the unlimited they're still $3 with the $1 shipping. So like they're actually starting to kind of slightly go up, like like yeah, even the chart right here, it's like they are kind of going low and somewhat there, then they kind of just go even lower, but looks like they are starting to trend down. But in all honesty, this is like the deck is still really good, so it isn't like it sucks or anything. I guess it's kind of like like Tri Brigade, to where it's like the deck's still good, it has all its stuff, but it's just not powerful enough to compete against Tearlaments for like a whole bunch of rounds. Like maybe you win 2 out of 3 games, but if you're playing like a 7 round tournament and you expect to play like 5 Tearlaments, you're like, okay, I'm probably not gonna be able to do the 4 out of 5 Tearlaments. I'm gonna win 2 out of 5 Tearlaments. So that's just the reality of playing this deck sometimes. Gigantic Sprite, another card, 420, nice. I thought this was gonna be again $1, but no, this is still holding the kind of same. This is still 3. It was around $4 when I sold them, and these are still 3 to 4. So yeah, they like nothing really too crazy. I think they're still these are probably gonna hold. If anything, maybe they might go a little up because we're like probably the next month might be a little stale. Then maybe like the middle of February on is gonna, when everyone starts to, like, there's regionals and YCSs and people start ramping up and getting, even potentially getting ready for worlds or nationals depending on what we have. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, like this right here could either stay the same or like go up. I don't really see it going like too far down because people are still going to want to play and experiment, especially people who have their money, from Christmas or whatever, or maybe they had like Christmas and a birthday and they got the kind of stuff together and they're trying to think, like, they're like, all right, I don't want to play Tearlaments because it's going to get hit, but at the same time, maybe I want to play this. So you never know. There's a lot of things going around in different people's mind right now. All right, the right of Armor-Seer, the adventure package. I want to talk a little bit about the adventure package. I have never used the adventure package. I've had many different ideas for what I can do with the adventure package. Like, I've kind of like, because it's like you just can't use. It's pretty much just like you just can't use your normal summon really, and like for the most part, it's like, okay, like there's a lot of decks that work around it. I want to do Phantom Knight, and like when that was first a thing, and I think I wanted to run like like a big mash deck at the time. I forgot what was it. It was like Adventures. I already forgot the mash deck, but at the end of the day, I ended up just saying no, it's all good. I just completely just put it on the back, and with the price of when everything was going, I was kind of happy about it because I was like, yeah, these have calmed down. These were at like, $60-$70. Like they did kind of go pretty high. Let's see. Can't really go too far back on this one. I do remember a time where I believe, or like, I might be confusing the collector's rare. The collector's rare actually still might be a little up there, but these right here have calmed down a little bit, and I do see Konami potentially hitting this. Now it sounds dumb, but the reason why I say this is because Konami for the TCG tends to, well, I mean, I guess it's a perfect example with the last list where they're like, oh, we're gonna ban Curious, and and we get rid of like Mystic Mind because people are using it in, people are ruining the game of Mystic Mind. People are using Curious for all this stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, well, Curious was like bad like a long time ago in Yu-Gi-Oh standards, and then and then you're like, okay, well, you got rid of Mystic Mind, but everyone already started running the out. That like the running joke, the meme was just to run the out, and like hilariously, the way to kind of get rid of Mystic Mind out the format is just to run more outs because, like, I got I guess the whole tangent for the video is, if you're running a Mystic Mind deck, which means you're probably backing it up with like floodgates and a lot of other stuff that you're relying on. So if you increase the number of back row hate that you have in your deck, you pretty much increase the number of cards that just screw that deck over. So eventually, just like having Mystic Mind in the format killed Mystic Mind, and even though it was still bad and we needed to get rid of it, like, it took them like a really long time. So like, that's the whole thing. What I'm trying to say is, the adventure engine was really good, like, like a long time ago, maybe beginning of summer, when they were using it with like prank kids, and then it was being splashed in this and this and that, and maybe it was really good then, and Konami might now be like, oh yeah, you remember when the you remember back, just recently, when the adventure package was just wrecking everyone. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring its power down. And everyone's like, no one's been using the package. So I guess that's the rant for the video. Sorry guys, I had to do one rant per video. That at $45 is still better. Like I said, still better than what it was at. Water Enchant to the Temple. This one has gone down too. It's not close to where it was at. Looks like light plate 16, 17, 17 to $18, which really, isn't. I mean, like I said, compared to like its other price, it really isn't bad. Like, I would, like, if you're really looking into playing this, because like there is a lot of benefits to playing this package right now, especially because since Sword Soul is not popular in the meta right now, there's not a lot of people side decking Token Collector. So it's pretty kind of, so like I guess like one of the big hindrances of this was, once once people like were really running Sword Soul, like once people went into it, Sword Soul into the meta, people would just be like, okay, well, Sword Soul's in, I'm bringing Token Collector, and that would inherently also kill the the adventure package. Jesus, I'm looking right at it. Come on, it would generally kill the adventure package. So right now, people are not really running token collector. Kind of similar to where decks that could combo off. I mean, like they weren't really super popular during the Sprite era, but like there were a lot of people experimenting with like these hardcore combo decks simply because people would not run Nibiru because there was no point in running Nibiru because everyone's running Sprite and well for the most part everyone's running Sprite and they would be able to get the gigantic Sprite link level 2 lock before their 5th summon, so there would be 0 point in running Nibiru. And so there were some people that were like, okay, well, I'm gonna run this combo deck, blah blah blah, and then they had a little bit of success with it. Why? Because there was no Nibiru, and that's actually kind of true now with the adventure package, to where maybe you could have some success with the adventure package simply because there is way less token collectors out there. Another one, the Faithful Adventure. I totally forgot about this card. I forgot this card even existed. I was looking up, adventure cards, and I saw this one. I'm like, what is this? I read it. I'm like, oh yeah, this exists. This card right here. It used to be. It used to command way more. It was like way higher. Even earlier, it's been kind of going everywhere. It's been kind of hitting. It's kind of closer to its peak that it was in the past couple months. It is at 295, 298, $3. So it's like $3 to $4 price point. It's still a really good card. Prevents destruction from battle, and then has like another 2 effects. So like this is like really good. Primeval Planet Paralino. This card is just starting to, it's like free fall. It is starting to come down. It is not a waterfall. It's not like a waterfall like we see some cards where we just see like a big old freaking dip. This is very much slow and gradual. Pretty much like what it is. I think like once everyone realized around this point, around this price point, we're just gonna go by the price, that this is like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be tier 0. It's gonna be the best. And then eventually it's okay, well, it loses to, it starts to lose the stuff. And then eventually everyone just started getting it, and then it's like it just slowly kind of went down in price. I can't speak to exactly why it was happening, but I think the whole thing is like a lot of people who wanted to run this deck got it before it was tier 0. So like a good amount of people just just were like, okay, I already have it. And the people who jumped on it later are people who could get the cards without any issue, just got the cards. So like it kind of created this like only slight, it was like a slight moment where everything was hype, and then after that everyone that needed it, and then kind of just slowly trended down from there because it yeah, just that. Even though it was tier 0, I kind of noticed that, to where it was like at 90, then we go to 80, 70. I'm like, how is this deck tier 0, and how is the searcher slash interrupter, or searcher slash removal there, yeah, searcher slash removal card just completely not going down in price? And I think that's what it was. I think it's like everyone who really wanted to run the deck, like got it, because it was very popular. Like if 60% of the people, like they're 60% of the people were trying to get Sprite, then that means like probably like 39% of who was left were trying to get this deck. So and then so then if a good 20% of those people who like Sprite switched over, it isn't like if it was Scareclaw, to where everyone had their eyes on Tearlaments and Sprite, and they're like, oh, this is great, and then Scareclaw became tier 0. And then that pretty much caused everyone from the Tearlament camp and everyone from the Sprite camp to just abandon ship and then jump onto the Scareclaw cards. If the situation like that happened, then this card would have probably held its price point way longer, because you got more players trying to fight over, not really trying to fight, but you got more players constantly coming in willing to pay that high price point because they didn't have it in the first place. And so I think that's kind of what it is. Like, because also too, like if you wanted to play Sprite still, it was still a good option. So like if you just didn't want to jump, you just didn't jump. So I could really see that the reason why the high price didn't stick, I guess, similar to a card like Draco Sack, to where it was like 150 at its prime, and then maybe the lowest it was like at 120, 125 like before like the deck, like like before that version of the deck got hit. So like it wasn't like that to where there was like a slight drop. This is like it's going from $94 and we're going to like 38 right here. So that's a really huge drop in like a very short time span. And I think it's just because like I said, there wasn't as much rush to get the deck because a lot of people either had it or they had a good alternative to run. Yeah, I completely like lost track. Started going on another tangent again about my opinion on these cards, but I just want to kind of go over Tearlaments as a whole. This would be a cool Starlight to maybe this might be a cool one to invest in if it goes under 150. I would love to invest in this card. It looks really nice. The art looks really cool. I really do like the purple. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite star. I think I might do a video where I rank like my favorite starlights, whether it's like a fusion starlight, XYZ starlight, or single starlight. I do like the fusion starlight. I like the shiny purple. And okay, so you got the Tearlament Rhino Heart. This guy right here, he's 7. Man, he was like almost $20, and it looks like he's at 7 here. So it looks like you could get that tier 0 deck for you're not really spending in comparison to how much it was. Like again, like I'm not saying it's cheap, but in comparison to what it was, you are spending way less. So like if you wanted to wait, you could still play tier 0. But of course, yeah, I don't know if you want to go against all the banishment, but still might be worth it. This deck is really good. A lot of the other stuff is cheap. Like everything else, very cheap. Kit Kalos is in the $2 range. Even these things right here, that one's 3. That one's yeah. You just need like I think like 2 and then 1 and 1, and all this stuff is very cheap. Even she's like she's like under $1. She 85 cents, yeah, 85 95 cents dollars. So look at that. These cards. This deck is very cheap, and it's still considered tier 0. So like if you want to roll with it, because like I said, it's probably going to be another 2-3 months before this deck gets hit again. It's going to get hit hard. It's probably going to get hit hard. Alright, the last thing I want to talk about, guys, I went on enough. I tried not taking forever, but you know me, I always take forever, is talk about Magnificent Mavens. I'm right here on the second page. I just went directly to the second page because I'm not really trying to talk about these Pharaoh rares and stuff. Maybe I'll do a video later on kind of stuff like this, but right now, my main focus is on this. I very much told you guys that we should be picking up stuff like triple tactics talent. I always call it triples tactic talent. It's triple tactics talent. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, but I'm telling you guys to get the card. Someone over here posted one, but it's like $11 basically. This is like like I said, we went over this on the last market watch. This stuff is going up. These are useful cards. These right here, these 4 cards. I would not be surprised if this goes to 10. This, and these start commanding like 15 plus price points. Like, especially if none of these get reprinted in a structure deck. Of course, this is very much based on reprint. If they get reprinted in a structure deck, everything I'm saying, just throw it out the window. But if they are not reprinted in structure decks, and Konami, Konami in North America over here says, oh yeah, no, they're fine. They got these reprints. I guarantee you, these will be 10s. These will be 15s. These are amazing cards, and they come out of this box. The box is already going to $25. It's 25.80, 25.89, 24.88. There is already. Oh, well, no, these are the sleeves. It's already $25. These were $20 when I first got them. I just have a feeling like not only because it was like the waifu tax, not not only because like, oh, it had some nice new cards. No, these 4 cards right here, when I saw them, and also it also isn't like, if you get like, it also isn't like super hard. That's also another thing that's maybe going against it. It also isn't like the hardest thing to actually pull some of these cards. Like you could buy maybe like 2 of these, and if you're lucky, you may pull out 1 copy of each of these. Like like it's like the ratios are not the worst, but of course there's also boxes where you might not get nothing. So it isn't. I'm not telling anyone to go out and buy these boxes. I'm not telling anyone to invest in them. I'm just saying that there is that just because of how good these cards are and how much you might need them, especially for how many upcoming events we have, if they are not reprinted, this is gonna be wild. I would guarantee that these 5 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 slots right here, these 5 slots are gonna go up in price. These might be 30 bucks a box, while these all could be like 10, 15, 15, 15. These is like a really big possibility. I'm just something's telling me, like I said, this is all based on speculation, based on how much people really want these cards, if they even get reprinted, but whether they get reprinted or not, I would probably not want to be, like, if you already have them, then you're good, but if you don't, I'd probably want to get your hands on these guys. Alright guys, that's it. That one went on for a long time, but like I said, I just want to go over some of these, some of these prizes for the end of the year. This is the second part of the video. Uh, I say this a lot, but probably want to, put out another one pretty soon. If I don't, Happy New Year, guys. Till then, catch you guys in the next one.